Hi, my name is Meredith with Let's Go Canine Training. I'm going to show you the intro to prong collars. So you have your 2.25s, which is your smaller one, and your 3.0s. Your 3.0s, the bigger one, is for bigger breeds, shepherds, rotties, some pitties, and stuff like that, or longer haired dogs. Your 2.25 is pretty much for your dogs from Chihuahua up to big dogs. And the majority of your dogs are going to have this. You have a metal flat piece right here. It balances out the pressure. You have your dead ring. Your dead ring gets hooked to a carabiner to your flat buckle collar, so that, God forbid, this will pop off, you're still hooked. Your ring right here is hooked to your leash, so that way you can pop. To get the prong collar off, you just hold a hook and pull up and down, pull up and down. You can also put your thumb under the flat piece and pull up and line up and down. It's a lot easier to just do it like this. Just kind of play with it, get the hang of it before putting it on your dog. The prong collar is great. It's just a communication device, teaching your dog pressure on and off between the dog and the handler. So if your dog is dragging you down the street, pulling you, it's a lot easier than your flat buckle. Your flat buckle is down here on your neck. It's going to choke your dog and then you can't breathe. It's restricting the dog's breathing, where the prong collar is up high on the dog's neck and the dog can still breathe. The prong has rounded edges, so that way it's not going into your dog's neck. It won't hurt your dog. It's a very gentle tool. It's actually a lot gentler than your... Okay. So, for Skittles, the way you put the collar on is you'll pop off any link on any side, and then you'll just hook it around the dog's neck. You might have to do this a couple times because to get the collar properly fitted. And then once you have it on, it depends on your dog. If they're sensitive, you might have to put the collar, try to get close to the side you want it on, but you can always turn it like this. You want the plate right here to be on this side, so if you're walking your dog on your left, you're going to want the plate in the middle on the dog's left side. So that way the dog's right side that's closest to your left side has the leash, which again, it's on this ring, and then your D ring, or your O ring, your dead ring basically, which is right here that goes underneath, will be hooked to your D ring on your flat buckle collar like this. So that way, God forbid, if it broke open, it's still connected. So that's how you want it. You want it up high on the neck. This is a little loose for Skittles, so he could actually probably get away with losing one hook. But you basically want it to stay up high on the dog's neck. You don't want it falling like way down here by your flat buckle collar. You want it up high on the dog's neck. That way you have better control. Like I said, Skittles could probably get away with one less. So if I had one less, it would be just a little tighter. But it's still pretty up high on the dog's neck. But you want to have a pretty snug fit that you can still fit 2 fingers through, but it's snug. The prongs have rounded tips, so that way they're not digging into the dog's neck, like they're not pointy, so they're not like cutting into the dog. They're just rounded. So if I apply, I'll turn the collar this way. If I apply pressure, as you can see, Skittles can still breathe, and it's gentle. I'm just lightly doing pressure. He's obviously okay with it. He's not screaming. Now, some of your sensitive dogs, when you're kind of starting to do it, they might kind of freak out a little bit. They might kind of yelp. They're not in pain, They're just not used to the pressure, and they might take a little bit more time to get used to it. But if you keep following through with it, then your dog will eventually learn it. Because if you allow your dog to yelp and scream, and then you're like, oh, I'm so sorry, and then never do it again, your dog's going to learn to win, and that's not what you want. Most of the time, most dogs are okay with this. Like I said, some of your sensitive dogs will need a little bit more time. Just follow through with it. But like I said, it's real gentle. You don't need to yank it like this. You just gentle. So if I'm teaching Skittles, say he's not in a sit, I'm teaching Skittles to sit. I'm just going to apply a little pressure up like this. And then once he sits, I release the pressure. So I put pressure on when, say, I tell him to sit, he's not sitting, or when I'm teaching it. And then say he's not sitting, so I apply pressure on. And then as soon as he just sat now, then I release it. And then you can say good. So that way he knows what he did. The same thing for the side. If I'm doing maybe like a little pop correction, just a little gentle pop. When you're teaching down, you'll want the plate on the top of the neck, so that way when you're teaching your dog down, the leash is right here on the bottom. So when you're teaching your dog down, you can apply pressure down, teaching them down, which I will show you in another video how to do all that stuff. But that just gives you an idea of how gentle you can be with the collar with the dog. And as you see, Skittles, he's used to it, but it does not bother him at all. You just get more control with the dog versus a flat buckle collar. If you have to do a correction, say you have a reactive dog, it's really easy to do. With your maybe more aggressive dogs, you're probably going to have to do a firmer pop. With your easy dogs like Skittles, you just do a gentle pop. So it's fairly easy. Dogs aren't going to hate you for it, even if they get a little sensitive at first and they yelp. Just pull, through it and reward your dog when he's doing it, what you asked for, and the dog, I promise, won't hate you. So that's just the intro to the prong collar and the intro to prong collars, just to kind of get you an idea of what they are. And in the next video, I'll show you how to do a proper pressure on, pressure off. Have a great day.